KCAL News.
Christina, thank you so much. And people in Santa Clarita a bit anxious tonight as red flag warnings and ahead of those strong winds.
CBS Sacramento's Hunter Sowards is there live where the winds could start howling in just a few hours. Hunter.
Yeah, we're starting to see that already picking up here within the last 30 minutes. Those I talked to today here in Santa Clarita said they are on edge because they've watched all week just how bad things can get. They've been spared. So, of course, they're hoping everybody's doing everything they can to stay safe. Take a look, though, how calm things were. Just
ever wonder how constitutional carry affects your right to carry, your right to self-defense? We're hosting a
well, they have been on standby, waiting, ready to go at a moment's notice. One fire crew member has been there since January 1st. He's not been allowed to go home just yet because of just how much of a risk this could be for what we're seeing into these overnight hours. I also got to see, too, as I said, people who say right now they are just making sure they've got everything ready to go if they have to leave at a moment's notice.
It's definitely sent my anxiety up through the roof. I slept in my living room all last week, had my phone on loud, paranoid and scared. I think it's a reminder of how much we need to prepare and be ready at all times. Yeah. You would assume that, it's the winter season. It's a reminder of how much we need to prepare and be ready at all times. Yeah. You would assume that, it's the winter season, not much risk, but we're right here just how we are in the summertime. So definitely a reminder.
It is reminiscent right now of a summertime fear. We're looking out over the 14 here. This is the Golden Valley exit. You can see signs and warnings of these high winds. They are apparent just about everywhere. And that really has been the message from fire crews, that we've seen how bad things can get. So start taking steps before a fire sparks to make sure that you have everything ready to go if you are going to have to leave. And you can see just these winds coming in right now. This is exactly what people are so worried about, even though they're from this area. So many I talked to said we're used to the winds, we're used to events like this. They say this feels different right now. Even the air is drier, so they're doing everything they can to make sure that they've got everything ready to go and that they're going to stop anything from sparking. Reporting live here from Santa Clarita, Hunter Sowards, KCAL News.
And those winds are going to be so triggering to so many people. Hunter, thank you. Well, concerns about those very winds tonight in the Inland Empire.
That's right. KCAL News reporter Nicole Comstock live tonight in Devore with the local conditions there, Nicole. It's really blowing out there.
Yeah, Susie, we actually moved to Fontana, and it is really cold and extremely windy out here tonight. The wind is absolutely blasting through the trees out here along the 15 freeway in Fontana. And these red flag conditions are a big cause for concern for fire officials. They say they've been going on for a week now that we've had the red flag warning. That's the longest stretch they can remember seeing it here locally in a long time. Gusty northeast winds, low humidity, and critically dry fuel are all concerns, because if a fire starts over the next 2 days in these conditions, that means it could spread very fast and burn intensely. Fire departments here are fully staffed during these conditions. And with these firestorms fresh in everyone's minds, some are counting their blessings that they still actually have a home to hunker down in and deal with the power outage. SoCal Edison has already implemented public safety power shutoffs to over 58,000 people in our 6 local counties. And nearly 485,000 more people are on a watch list to potentially have their power turned out too. Many people are already in the dark tonight, others using generators. We spoke with a family in Chino earlier this afternoon under one of these preventative power shutoffs. They were packing up and going to stay with a family member.
I appreciate it. We are very fortunate to have our home and be in a place where luckily there aren't fires near us right now. So I do appreciate the precautions and would rather that. Yes, luckily we have a 1-year-old, so we're going to head over to my parents' house, and so that way she has power, somewhere to play, somewhere safe.
And some people say they're getting warnings from Edison that they could potentially have their power turned off from earlier today when it went off until Thursday. So that would be a really long time for families, especially those ones, with little newborns, to deal with not having their electricity, the food in the refrigerator, all of those things that we rely on, just the power to charge your cell phone. So officials say now is really the time to make sure you have all your essentials ready to go, at least a flashlight, at least a full tank of gas in your car, because again, if you have one of these massive power outages in your neighborhood, the gas pumps could go offline as well. Reporting live in Fontana, Nicole Comstock, KCAL News.
So much to keep in mind, Nicole, when these winds are blowing. Thank you.
All right, meteorologist Danny Roberti is standing by now. And Danny, could you take a look at the winds in the Fontana area really blowing out there, Nicole?
Yeah, I'm taking a look at all of our current observations in that area. We've got gusts between 30 to 40 miles per hour in that area. This is also going to be one of the key areas. Fontana typically gets in on these Santa Ana winds, and that's what this event is all about. So right now through Fontana, areas like Ontario into San Bernardino, we're starting to see those winds really accelerate. It starts right now, and this is going to go into early tomorrow morning. They will strengthen by around dawn, peaking by late morning. So right now in this area, you see those palm trees blowing in the wind. You see the force behind these winds, and we are talking gusts between 30 to 40 miles per hour. Again, some areas are going to see stronger than that. This is an area under the red flag warning. We've got very dry conditions right now. Relative humidity in the teens, specifically in this area, gusts between 30 to 40 miles per hour. I know this is the kind of wind that could wake people up in the middle of the night. And I know Susie and Juan, just hearing this wind out there, it does feel a little bit scary after what people are on edge after what we were dealing with last week. So right now in this area, not the PDS warning that we've been talking about, but there are red flag conditions here in Fontana and for all of the Inland Empire. And we're going to keep a close eye on this area too.
All right, Danny, thank you so much. Back to our breaking news now as we continue to watch this fire burning in Ventura in the Santa Clara River bottom.
And there it is right there. Crews attacking it from the air and the ground. Let's go back to assignment editor Mike Rogers at the desk with the very latest from there, Mike.
Yeah, still dealing with that really stubborn brush. The good news, though, is there are a lot more helicopters on this now, including 3 Firehawks, a Chinook. They've even got what's called Air Attack at the top, which is doing all the coordinating of all the air assets. And I just saw, and let's see if it's coming this way, another Chinook is powering up from Van Nuys Airport. So we'll see if they make the trek all the way out to Ventura County. But, you know, we had heard earlier, and I'd asked the public information officer for Ventura County Fire, they had tried to get resources from the Palisades Fire and were told no by the Palisades Command. The Ventura County PIO insisted that they had everything that they needed, and it does seem that they do. They got one from LA County Fire, and they've got 2 of theirs on it as well right now, including the Chinook that we were talking about that's from out of town, from Red Bluff, California, that was down here already for the Palisades and Eaton Fire, is now here. So they're just rotating at a really incredible pace here. These 4 helicopters are just one after another after another. Yeah. I would estimate there's probably only 30 or so seconds in between water drops. So really a lot of intense work that's being done down there. I just don't expect this fire to burst into anything more than what it is, which is a very stubborn fire at the bottom of a riverbed.
And those intense water drops that we saw this weekend, Mike, near the Vanderbilt Canyon really helped keep it contained away from those homes. So that's the real winner here. And we are seeing it, airdrop after airdrop of water here right there along the riverbed,
Yeah,
Susie.
and the good news tonight, no structures are threatened and no evacuation orders have been announced so far as we take a live look at the brush fire burning in the Santa Clara River bottom right now. We'll keep an eye on this and bring you the very latest throughout the hour here on KCAL News at 10.
Meantime, nearly 24 people are still missing in the wake of the Eaton and Palisades fires.
Yeah, another 24 people died in the fires. So those confirmed killed include these 6 victims: Victor Shaw, Randall Mead, Rodney Nickerson, Charles Mortimer, Evelyn McClendon, and Anthony Mitchell.
Yeah, there they are right there on your screen. Randall Mead was known as the Malibu Man of Mystery, and local surfers called him the Craw. Mead lived in a little red house off PCH. You might have actually driven by it. The house nicknamed the Crab Shack. Friends say Mead had an open door policy for anyone who needed a break from the waves or a place to crash.
When you lose someone like Craw, like not the real riches is exactly what he had. All these friendships and just that community that he nurtured and built up, and wasn't even trying to do that. It was just who he was.
He leaves behind so many friends. Mead lived in the same place for more than 30 years, surviving several natural disasters. In fact, we interviewed him last February when when a huge boulder came down off the hills during heavy rain and nearly crushed his house.
Well, the days have been agonizing, as you can imagine, for families of the missing, including those looking for Miva Friedley. Family members say they have not heard from the 86-year-old mother and grandmother who immigrated to the U.S. from Costa Rica and has lived in the same Altadena home for 5 decades. Her nephew checked on her home during the initial moments of the fire.
If I had known what I know now, I would have gotten her out the house.
You're just trying to find this person and you're seeing nothing. You're seeing a lot of ash, a lot of smoke, a lot of stuff, but no person.
We want to find her. Yeah. And there's a hopeful way, and then there's a way of reality, but we need to know.
The large, close-knit family lives within blocks of each other in Altadena. The family has lost 7 homes in total in the fire, displacing 21 relatives.
Unbelievable. And 7 days later, and still no official word on what sparked those destructive blazes.
Yeah, Mike Rogers back at the desk now. And you have some new video tonight, Mike, that may shed some light on what exactly started both fires.
Yeah, right. You know, right now everyone's trying to figure out exactly what the cause was. Of course, everyone wants to know what started these devastating and deadly fires. Well, tonight, CBS News has obtained video from January 1st. I want to show it to you here that shows a fire burning up in the northern end of the Pacific Palisades. Radio comments from the initial fire indicated that it is that fire burning in the exact almost same place as the Palisades fire started. There is some speculation by some not local fire officials, but fire experts rather, saying that it is possible that that fire from New Year's Day was not fully extinguished and that some embers rekindled in the wind last Tuesday. This is video from today when fire investigators, including alcohol ATF agents, were there to look into the cause of the fire. There you can see them. We saw fire crews, ATF agents. We know the sheriff's arson investigators are there as well, trying to sift through everything to figure out determinately if they can know what started this fire. And now, as we talk about the Palisades fire, there's also questions about what started the Eaton fire.
Hey, babe, I need you to come out here right now.
Holy. Yeah, this video given to us by a homeowner who says they saw the fire start right there under those power lines, just in the hills above Eaton Canyon, right near the Eaton Falls, really, is where that fire started. Now, Southern California Edison says they have not had any indication that their equipment was involved, but today we did see investigators, you can see right there underneath of those very high tension power lines that are in the foothills above Eaton Canyon. I do want to show you a statement here from Southern California Edison that says, in part, our hearts and prayers are with the families of everybody impacted, and also that SCE understands a lawsuit related to the Eaton fire has been filed but not yet been served with the complaint. SCE will review the complaint when it is received. The cause of the fire continues to be under investigation. That was a statement that was emailed to us by Southern California Edison. What I also have is a copy of a California Public Utilities Commission filing that Southern California Edison filed with the CPUC. And in it, they talk about how 12 hours leading up to the fire, they detected no anomalies in their system. They did not detect any relays as a part of that power line. And in fact, it wasn't until 1 hour after the fire started when they first noticed something was going on, that they first had any operational changes in their equipment. So we'll continue to figure this out. You know, the ATF is on scene. The police chief said today that if anybody's going to figure it out, it'll be the ATF. So we'll wait to see what their findings are, guys.
All right, Mike, thank you so much for staying on top of all of that. Now, the Palisades and Eaton fires damaging or destroying daycares, preschools, kindergartens, elementary schools, middle schools, and high schools.
Now, thousands of kids and their parents are wondering what to do and where to go next. CBS Miami reporter Larry Seward live in Altadena, where the loss of 2 charter schools is hitting hard. Larry?
It is, along with the loss of homes. Homeowners here, property owners, they see utility workers working around what used to be a community of homes. But even with so many places burned beyond recognition, this community's heart still beats.
It burned 3 days after closing. Arlen Page's former home where she raised 3 children, one of them dangerously determined to protect mom's new house nearby.
He called me and he said, Mom, I don't want to share details, but I'm not coming back right now.
Her 25-year-old tried what CAL FIRE warns against. He and others grabbed hoses to save what they could because of what these buildings represent.
There's nothing natural about any of this.
Ian McFeet lost more than some. Fire wiped out his home. Then, 2 blocks away, it took his pride. He runs Avison Charter Schools, whose Academy of Leaders campus,
Careful of the roofing nails,
is mostly rubble. But inside one classroom untouched by flame.
And this survived.
McPhee found laptops. Once connected, they hold a message from strangers, third graders from Miss Summers' Freedom Elementary School class in Phoenix. It moved McPhee close to tears.
Their school said that they wanted to adopt our school. It's just beautiful.
What does that mean?
I mean, for them, for the students, they said, you know, clothing and blankets and letters of support, and that's all wonderful. That's where you find moments of light.
Paige works there too.
That means someone's doing a good job. That means someone is letting the children know that it's important to care.
Paige sees inspirational kindness everywhere her displaced family sleeps, from Frogtown near USC and here in Pasadena, where we met Anuche Chukwara in a garage full of donations he plans to share. He owned the Rhythm of the Village store on Lake Avenue until fire burned it down too.
This gesture of helping one another should be the focus of our new beginning, that each one help the other and we build a brand new community.
Paige's new house is still standing thanks to neighbors and her son who escaped just in time.
He said that was the moment when he thought they were just about to get cooked, you know, and then the wind shifted the other way and they were able to extinguish that fire. I'm sorry, I'm out of breath because it's just so unbelievable.
So too is the support giving her boss and their community hope.
Tonight, Avison Charter School's leaders plan to pull together their students and their staff on Wednesday for a meeting that they say will be the first step toward healing. Live in Altadena, Larry Seward for KCAL News.
Larry, thank you so much. An 89-year-old grandmother is going viral for her words of wisdom after she lost everything in the Eaton fire.
She tells our Elise Martinez she's not letting the loss dim her spirit.
I have not cried. I won't allow myself to.
Ruth Judkins turns 90 next month, and now she has to start all over after losing her home of nearly 50 years in the Eaton fire. Judkins hadn't seen the extent of the damage until we showed her some of the images that we captured for her.
If I decide I want even less, fine, but I know I won't decide I want more.
Judkins' words of wisdom have been a source of comfort for many after her granddaughter posted this video online.
Oh, I'm going to be changing my life and simplifying it because I don't need all this stuff.
That video has racked up nearly 3 million views thanks to her less is more attitude.
I have 2 closets full of clothes. I don't need all that. I used to have like 4 sets of dishes, dinner dishes. I don't need that. Come on, Louie, let's go.
Judkins says at nearly 90, she didn't expect to live that much longer. But now she's inspired to rebuild her home sustainably and to support her community.
I want to start again, and I don't know how many years, even if I get 1 year of enjoying that home again. I'm thinking that when I go, whoever gets my house will live happily there.
In Pasadena, Elise Martinez, KCAL News.
Dude, we're in a serious fight right now.
Dramatic body cam video showing the firestorm firefighters were facing as the Eaton and Palisades fires raged. And among the ashes of burned neighborhoods are memories, stories of survival, and dreams of rebuilding.
Tonight, our David Schumann from CBS Minneapolis spoke to one large and extended family that has 17 members in one hotel after losing several of their homes in the Eaton fire.
This was a Shell Williams home. It's gone like so many others in the neighborhood. But for Shell, the neighborhood includes her mother, 2 sisters, and godmother, all 5 of their houses within blocks of each other, all 5 of them destroyed.
See all of the sparks and everything that were coming my way, and I was like, this is it.
Ellen Williams watched from the street as the Eaton fire took a lifetime of memories from her. This one around the corner was her mother, Matilda's, first on the block 53 years ago. What no flames could ever take is the power of their love for each other.
I think a big part of who we are and why we're here is because we are an amazing family, right? That's really close-knit, sticking together, even in this.
And it's not just the ladies sitting here. How many people are staying in this hotel in your family?
17.
17.
17 of us, 4 dogs and 1 parrot.
And 2 cats.
Oh, who has cats? Oh, God. Oh, and 2 cats. Sorry.
The family says they're finding whatever joy there is in the midst of their tragedy, crying when it's time to cry, but laughing a whole lot more.
I think I'm the more of the emotional wreck, and I actually have a house, but I'm so happy that I have my family here because they're seeing me and they're like, "Hi, don't do it. No tears, no tears, no tears."
People want us to be really, really sad, and we are inside. But I mean, we're okay, right? We're okay. We really are. We're okay.
Where they're staying, the Hotel Mariposa in Studio City, helps. Their grandmother's symbol was a white butterfly. Look around.
Every single thing in this hotel is a butterfly, and they're all white. And that was confirmation that I was in the right place.
The Williams story in Altadena isn't over. They plan to rebuild everything.
That's my home. That's where I grew up. You know, all my memories are there. My grandmother.
As they put it, Dina Strong. Michelle is a therapist already back at work to be there for her patients, and she says you have to guard your heart when you're taking in all of this damage. Good advice. In Altadena, I'm David Schumann, KCAL News.
And KCAL cares about the fire victims. We're partnering with the Red Cross to assist those in need. If you're able to help, please go to redcross.org/KCAL.
And good evening, everyone. The strong winds are back here in Southern California, and we are tracking them hour by hour. This is a look at tomorrow. We'll see the strongest winds moving through around dawn to late morning into Tuesday afternoon. We're talking about red flag warnings and critical fire danger here in Southern California. So we are going to walk you through hour by hour what communities will see the strongest winds and when we finally get past this next Santa Ana wind event that's coming up in your next weather.
All right, and breaking news as we continue to watch this fire burning in Ventura in the Santa Clara River bottom. Danny was actually talking about this, how Ventura is an area of concern tonight as she talks about the higher winds that we are expecting in the overnight hours. And that's when those winds will peak once again, Juan.
And you know, Susie, finding a silver lining here, things look a little better than they did at the top of the 9 o'clock hour. Look there on the right side of your screen, an intense firefight being attacked from the air. On the left side of your screen, that's our live picture from SkyCal and our Desmond Shaw. You can see things are looking a lot better. And as far as we know, no homes are in any threat and nobody was injured here. But again, the fire continues as these winds are expected to pick up a little stronger tonight.
All right, we're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back with more coverage.
Hey everyone, have a good night. I'm having some issues with the computer tonight, so I'm going to work on those issues and hope I'll go live sometime on Tuesday night to cover the wildfires. Please like, comment, subscribe to the channel for more night coverage. And I hope everyone has a good night and please be safe. And also, Nightmare, you stay safe, brother. Come on.